Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. It is game week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pumped up, and I know you guys are pumped up as well. We are just a couple days away from Giants-Titans Week 1. We've been talking a whole lot about the New York Football Giants for the past year. 6 months since the season ended. I don't even know how long it's been. But we finally have some football, real actual football to talk about. Welcome into today's show. We got some breaking news that we're going to get to in a second. But I got to be honest with you guys. My mindset all week is F Tennessee. F10. Let's get it going in the chat. I want everyone on the same wavelength going into week 1 right here. Type FTEN in the comment section because I got to have my mind right. You got to have your mind right. Excuse me. And we all got to be ready because it's time. The season is here. Week 1 is here. And it's all about this. It's all about your mindset going into week 1. It's beat Tennessee. It's F Tennessee. Let's ride. I'll give shout outs to everybody that types it in the comments section. Shout out to New Jersey, Groiper, Charlie, Derek, Frontline Strong, Mr. NY Stadium, Laquan Lightning Lewis, Bryant Stacks, Michael, Victor, Alzo, Chronicle, Ricky, William, Megan, Ray, Yovelis. Let's go. Let's get it going. We are days away from the opening game of the 2022 NFL season. As you continue to get your F10 in the comment section, I want to ask you this question. Who do you got? Who do you got winning this Sunday? Who are you rooting for? Who's going to win the football game? Let me know. Type NYG if you got the Giants coming out with a dub, ending their 0-1 losing streak since 2016. The Giants have not won a season opener since 2016. That was against the Dallas Cowboys in Victor Cruz's game where he came back to the New York Giants and caught his lone touchdown of that season. Let me know who you got. NYG for the Giants, TEN for the Tennessee Titans. Chronicle, rolling with the Giants, so is Deshaun, the one, Charlie, Michael, Alzo, Mr. NY Stadium, Mr. Cardinal. Laquan says nah. I don't know what you're saying nah to. James, he says, I think the Giants got to win this game. I think they do too. It'd be cool to get off to a win in the new regime with Joe Shane, Brian Daboll, Wink Martindale, and all the new faces here with the New York Giants. It would be a blast to start it off with the dub. I'm seeing a lot of NYGs in the comments, but only one tie, and that's coming from my guy, Lions Talk with Micro Mike. Micro, hope you're having a good day, brother. Always cool to see you in the chat. Love the support. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Some Giants fans in here. We also got a Titans fan, King Eli. He's rolling with the Titans. Maybe he's just not optimistic. There's no better time to be optimistic than before week 1. After week 1, maybe you scale it back a little bit and be more of a realist. I want to do this, though. Where are all the real ones at? If you are a real one, and you'll know if you're a real one because you're a real one, drop a real one in the comment section right now. What's a real one? A real one is somebody that tunes into every video, that tunes into every live stream, that finishes every single video, that's active in the comment section, that likes every video, that subscribes, that shares these shows to more Giants fans. So if you are a real one, if you fit that criteria, drop a real one in the comment section. Shout out to Mr. Cardinal, Brian, Chronicle, Jermaine, Unlimited, Laquan, King Eli, Deshaun, Derek, Marquise, Ricky, Ray Nunez, Alzo, my brother, what is going on? Michael, Nick's Galaxy, Great Gaming says Malik may get a play or two. I don't know if Malik's going to get into the game, maybe in a goal line red zone situation, but I think Ryan Tannehill is their guy early on in the season. Frontline Strong says real one. Mr. Cardinal, he says, I tune in every day. I like and sub. Keep up the videos, bro. Best person. You're the best person. I appreciate everybody for being a real one. We have some news to get to, and we'll break all that down in a second. But Jordan Renan this morning said Kayvon Thibodeaux and Azeez Ojulari did very little during the portion of practice that was open to the media. Long way to go for them for Sunday. I don't know if either of these guys are going to go. Yesterday, I predicted that Kayvon Thibodeaux would be out, and I had Azeez Ojulari in. But today, I feel less confident. I think both these guys are going to miss week 1, and that sucks because we worked all the way up to this point to see number 5, King K, Kayvon Thibodeaux, play football with the Big Blue, and Azeez Ojulari to come back in his sophomore season and get more than 8 sacks than he had his rookie season. We'll get a full breakdown of the Giants injury report in just a second. But I want to remind you guys, we're going to be live for the game this Sunday on the channel, a watch party. We'll be having fun. We'll be doing some play-by-plays. We'll be, you know what we do, audience interaction on 100 as always. We'll be going live on the channel at about 4:10 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live for the entire game. So if you're looking for a watch party that, you want some play-by-play, you don't want to listen to the guys on TV, you want to listen to me, you can do that. Subscribe, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. And maybe you want to bet on the game because the Giants, they're 5.5-point dogs right now. And I don't know if that's right. I got the Giants. If I had to say, I think the Giants can compete. I think Giants can compete. I would take Giants plus 5.5. And I'm doing it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. We can go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code right here. I'm still learning. Is it this way, this way, this way? It's this way, right here. When you use that promo code, chat125, they're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus. What does that mean? You're going to have a free $125 in your account to bet with. Bet on the Giants money line, and let's get rich. I want to do this, though, because I'm always curious where everybody watches from on New York Giants now, because I check the analytics, and we're a worldwide fan base. And I love that for me, and I love that for you guys even more. So I want you to shout out your city in the comment section right now. Shout out your city. Let me know where you're watching from. I'll give shout outs to everybody that does. We are live from the Chat Sports Studios in enemy territory. We are in Dallas, Texas. I got to work with Dallas fans every single week. I sit next to a Cowboys fan, and every day when I get into work, I tell them to piss off. So I'm holding it down in Dallas for all the real ones. Shout out your city, though. Let me know where you're watching from. Ray Nunez, he's in PA. Ricky, he's also in Dallas, Texas. We're holding it strong. PA from Great Gaming. King Eli's in Arizona. I'm going to Arizona tomorrow. Never been before. I'm excited. Remy, he's from Cali, living that West Coast lifestyle. New Jersey from Michael. Arlington, Texas from Frontline Strong. Let's ride. PA from Mr. Cardinal. Bristol, Connecticut from Mark. Halzo says 6 time zones east of New York City. Connecticut, let's ride. We're getting those in the chat. I want you guys to do this, though. Predict the score for me in the comment section. Pick a winner and predict the score. Let's do that. If I had to say today, give me Giants 27, Titans 24. Giants 27.
I'd almost argue Giants 24, Titans 17. I think it's still going to be close. Giants are going to get a couple more points on offense, but I do see the Titans, giving away a takeaway and having the Giants, take advantage of that with like a PAT or with a field goal or something.
Shout out to Trace Gerard, producer of the day. Helped me a lot to get today's show ready. Show Trace some love in the chat. 35-14 from AO, 24-20 from Alzo, 31-28 from Remy, 34-24 from David. New Jersey, Groiper says 38-28 Giants. Giants score 38 points. We're going to have a freaking ball on Sunday. Unlimited says Giants 99, Titans 0. That, my friends, would be a lot of fun. As always, we have a super chat menu for today's show. What's a super chat? If you do it, every single one gets up on screen. We'll show your question. We'll show your name. We'll show your picture. We'll spend some time answering your questions. Every $10 super chat equals a fireball shot. Every $50 in supers equals 2 fireball shots. Every 100 likes equals a fireball shot. We got 90 people watching right now and just 31 likes. Trace, that's embarrassing.
See, those are rookie numbers. You know who would have more likes on this? A Cowboys video, which is pretty upsetting.
That's unfortunately true. So if you love the Giants, you want the show to get started, you want us to get to 100 likes, hit that like button, tap it. All you got to do is tap it. Tap, 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 tap-a-roo. Tap that like button, and let's ride. After this, we'll do the mailbag, and then we'll get call. If you're ready for the show, hit that like button. Let's go. 80 people watching, 90 people watching, 40 likes. We're not starting the show until we get to 69 likes. We will not start this show until we get to 69 likes on the stream. We're 28 likes away. We can get there. All right. Yep. I don't know about that one either, guy. Let's get to 69 likes, though. Come on. Hit that like button. Let's roll. Also, we have a mailbag. 2 mailbags, actually, coming up in today's show. If you want to be featured on the mailbag, just use hashtag Giants in the comment section. Hashtag Giants. Ask a question. I saw someone earlier was asking a question. I think it was my guy Mikey. Be like Mikey. Ask a question. Just use hashtag Giants. And when you do so, it'll process and you will be able to put your questions up on screen. You guys know the drill by now. Use hashtag Giants for a Q&A. We'll get to that in a second. But we do have some breaking news to get to. The Giants, they've re-signed someone. They released an injury report. We're going to break all that down in a second. Can you guys hear that? So we're having our office worked on him, but
No. It's King K coming for the defense and Ryan Tannehill. Screw the defense. Screw the Titans.
F Tennessee, let's ride. I don't think they can hear it. So we're having some construction go on in the office. We're literally having a couple walls broken down.
Quite literally, we're putting Kayvon Thibodeaux through the fucking wall.
Marquise, you have hashtag space Giants. It's all got to be one, all connected. Hashtag Giants. Okay, sounds like we're good. We're about to get into some news, some breaking news right now on the channel. Remember, we're getting into a mailbag here in a second. 105 people watching, 53 likes. Let's get to 69 likes because there is not a better number in the world. And I'd like to say nice real quick. Let's ride, though. Here we go. Let's get into some breaking news right now. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have some breaking news to get to in today's show. The Giants, they have brought back a legend to the roster. We're going to break that down in a second, but they did release their injury report just a couple of minutes ago. We're going to break down everything on the injury report, get you guys up to date with everything you need to know going into week 1. But first, speaking of week 1, I want to know who you're rolling with. Who do you got coming out of Sunday with a W? I eat a W right now, Jameis Winston style, if it meant the Giants got a win. So I want to ask everyone watching right now, who do you got winning the football game this Sunday, week 1? Giants, Titans. Type NYG for the Giants. Type TEN for the Titans. If you type TEN, you're probably a fraud and you're on the wrong channel. Let me know who you got winning, NYG, TEN. Before we get to the injury report, we have some breaking news on the channel. And I'm going to give a shout out to my guy Harrison Graham. Woo, woo, woo. The Giants have re-signed a legend. It is Sandro Platzgummer. I know you guys are big fans of our guy Sandro Platzgummer. He was released a couple of days ago from the active roster, and everybody was up in arms. Marsh, are we going to bring him back? Is he going to make the practice squad? And I said, everybody, just relax. 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 Because our guy, Superman, Sandro Platzgummer, is back on the Giants practice squad. You can have up to 16 players on the practice squad, but because Sandro Platzgummer is part of the International Player Pathway Program, the Giants can now go up to 17 players on the practice squad, and that's what they're sitting at right now. So let's run through the rest of the practice squad. You got Sandro Platzgummer, but let's go through the other 16 names. You got the UDFA, tight end, 6'8", Austin Allen. You got Ryder Anderson out of Katy, Texas. That's where legends are made. You got Marcus Johnson, who was claimed a couple of days ago. You got the UDFA, Jashawn Corbin out of Florida State. The former third-round draft pick, Wyatt Davis. You got Max Garcia, who was signed in free agency of the Arizona Cardinals. You got the UDFA, Zion Gilbert, and Will Holden on the offensive line. You got 8 more guys. Tony Jefferson, the vet. I think he'll be moved up to the active roster pretty soon here. Probably doubtful for week 1. I think it's a little bit late in the game. But I do think he will be moved up to the active 53 very, very soon. You also got Henry Mondo, Fabian Morrow, another veteran defensive back that the Giants signed a couple of days ago. You also got Khalil Pimpleton, the Hard Knocks legend from the Detroit Lions. He's going to be on the Giants practice squad this year. And Quincy Roche, probably the guy I'm happiest most about being on this practice squad after being a 6th-round draft pick in the 2021 draft out of Miami, selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Didn't make their 53-man roster last year, and Dave Gettleman scooped him up. One of his better moves. I thought he was a good football player, but he hasn't really found his footing yet, I would say, with this new regime. He was getting less reps than a guy like O'Shane Ximenez, and that landed him on the practice squad. You also got Trenton Thompson and the legend Davis Webb and the outside linebacker Chuck Wiley. But I want everybody to show our guy Sandro some love because he has battled, he has fought. He had a great run in week 1 against the New England Patriots, set up the game-winning field goal. I love me some Sandro Platzgummer, and I know you do too. If you're happy he's back on the Giants practice squad, I want you to type 34 in the comments section. That's his jersey number. Spam it in the comments if you're happy that the Giants legend, Sandro Platzgummer, is back on the practice squad. And this is why you subscribe, because when there's breaking news, when there's rumors, when there's a trade, when there's a roster move, when there's a transaction, it doesn't matter what we're doing. We're going to stop, drop, and roll and get you guys a Giants video as soon as possible. So if you're looking for a one-stop on YouTube that does nothing but cover the New York Giants, hit that big red button and help Giants Now get to 12,000 subscribers. We're trying to do it for Davis Webb. Let's get to the injury report, though. Probably the biggest news of the day outside of Sandro Platzgummer being re-signed to the New York Giants. Sterling Shepard is expected to play this Sunday. What a turnaround for Shepard. He tore his Achilles back in December of last year. Still nursing that, but he's been back at practice for a couple of weeks. And Brian Daboll said today that Sterling Shepard will play week 1. And that's good for the Giants because Shepard, when healthy, is one of the best slot receivers in the NFL, in my opinion. I know his biggest knock on him is availability, and the best ability is availability. I say it all the time, but when he's available, he is a productive football player. Go back and look what he did in the first 2 games of the 2021 season. In the first 2 contests, he had 16 receptions, 207 yards, 13 yards per catch, and a touchdown. And then he got hurt a little bit. I know that's something that always holds Sterling Shepard back. But I truly believe when this guy is healthy, he can be a productive football player. And I think he is built to play in this offense, the hybrid of Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka's offense. And the Giants, quite frankly, they're going to need him to play big football. Because you got Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Kadarius Toney, and Wan'Dale Robinson as the 4 big names on the Giants wide receiver depth chart. Then you got guys like Richie James, David Sills, and Darius Slayton. We do not have Wan'Dale Robinson pictured, but he is on the roster. Don't worry about that. It's supposed to be a depth 4, but it's all good. Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Kadarius Toney, Wan'Dale Robinson, and the other 3 guys. I'm excited, though, to see Sterling Shepard back on the football field this weekend wearing Giants blue. If you are, I want you to type 3 in the comments section. Show Sterling Shepard some love. He's the longest tenured Giant on this roster, and he has battled back time and time again from injury, and this time he's back, and let's hope that he stays back. Type 3 in the comments section to show our guy, Sterling Shepard, some love. Let's go through the defensive linemen on the injury report. You got Kayvon Thibodeaux, who's still dealing with that knee injury, sprained his MCL in week 2 of the preseason. And we also got Azeez Ojulari, who is still nursing that leg injury that he suffered in practice a couple of weeks ago. If you asked me yesterday, I would have said that Kayvon Thibodeaux was probably out, and I would have said Azeez Ojulari was probably in. But after practice today, and Jordan Renan tweeted this out, I'm not nearly as confident as I was yesterday. He said, the outside linebackers, Kayvon Thibodeaux dealing with the knee, and Azeez Ojulari dealing with the calf, did very little during the portion of practice, which was open to the media. A long way to go for them for Sunday. And that's probably the worst case scenario for the Giants, because those are probably your best 2 young pieces on this defense outside of Xavier McKinney. I love me some Kayvon Thibodeaux. I love me some Azeez Ojulari. And those were the guys that were supposed to carry this defensive line. And when you look at this depth chart, you're going to have guys now like O'Shane Ximenez, Jihad Ward, undrafted free agent Tom and Fox step up. And the guy that's got to step up the most is Leonard Williams, big number 99 after he got that contract restructure. He's going to be the 13th highest player in the NFL next season. He's got to earn his bread this season. But the Giants, they need Azeez Ojulari back. Because when you look at what he did in his rookie season, I would say he exceeded all expectations. 49 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Azeez Ojulari as a rookie was one of the best kept secrets in the NFL. Hopefully he can be back week 1 or come back maybe week 2. Either way, the Giants need him back because 8 sacks as a rookie, that's something you look to build on going into your sophomore campaign. We said 8 sacks for Azeez in his rookie year. Which one of these guys, though, in this year is going to have the most sacks? Who of these guys will finish the season with the most sacks? Type 99 for Leonard Williams, 51 for Azeez Ojulari, or number 5 for the rookie, King K, Kayvon Thibodeaux. Last player to get to on the injury report from today. I also want to make it clear, all of these guys were limited participants at Giants practice today being Wednesday. Dane Belton, still coming back from that collarbone injury, was wearing a red non-contact practice jersey today, but he was doing some drills on air. So I'm catching some interceptions, tracking the ball, getting some individual work, and that's a good sign. And I expect him to get back to the lineup sooner rather than later. But when you take a look at this Giants safety depth chart, there's only 3 healthy safeties on the roster. You got Xavier McKinney, the X-Man, one of the best safeties in the NFL. The only safety last year in the NFL to have more than 90 tackles, more than 10 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions. He's going to have to play like a freaking stud this year. You got Julian Love playing a different role than he usually does, more so at the strong safety spot this year. I like him best at nickel corner, but he's just a versatile player, and he can play well all over the football field. And then you got Jason Pinnock, who the Giants claimed off of waivers a couple of weeks ago. He was a part of the New York Jets. Now he turned in his ugly green, and he turned it in for the beautiful blue. But back to Dane Belton. It sounds like he could be ready to play come week 2, and that's a big sign for the New York Giants. I had Belton penciled in as a guy that was going to be that third safety. Giants running a lot of those 3 safety sets kind of like they did back when they won the Super Bowl under Steve Spagnuolo. And I thought they were going to deploy kind of a similar set this year, 3 safeties with Belton, Love, and McKinney. But since he broke his collarbone or clavicle, I love saying that word, sounds like he's going to be out for week 1, but could be ready to play as soon as week 2 against the Carolina Panthers and Baker Mayfield. I'd love to see the rookie Dane Belton pick off Baker Mayfield. That is the end of today's show. So I want to know, are you a real one? Are you? Did you make it to the end of the show? If you did, drop a real one in the comment section right now. What's a real one? It's someone that makes it to the end of every video, watches every video, likes every video, subscribes, and just is a real ass person. If that's you, type a real one in the comments right now. Boom. Woo! Show our guy Sandro Platzgummer some love. Also, if you're a real one, drop a real one in the comments section. Shout out to Chronicle, John, the Crazy Gamer. Mr. Cardinal says, I do remember, I do, because you the best. Shout out to you, brother. Ricky, Rock, Verrill, J Sports Card, M. Dillinger says, yo, this show is too short, bro. Make it longer, X time, and have an open chat where you can answer questions. Well, funny thing that you say that. This must be your first time here because we have a mailbag coming up. Exactly what you asked for, we delivered. If you, Mr. M. Dillinger, want to be featured on the mailbag, get in the comment section, ask a question, and then type #Giants at the end of your question, and we'll get you in on the mailbag. We'll get you in on the mailbag. We will answer your questions. Hey, M. Dillinger, if it's your first time, that's okay. I remember my first time. Just make sure you hit that big red button. Everyone remembers their first time. Trace, do you remember your first time?
Not only do I remember my first time, I cherish that memory every day.
First time watching Giants now is what we're talking about.
Of course. I mean, what else would we be talking about?
I don't know.
Only real New Yorkers can be on the stream anyway.
Yeah, that's a fact. Clinton Richardson says real ones don't need to advertise. But how am I going to know you're a real one if you don't tell me that you're a real one? The whole point of the real one thing is I like to see who finishes the videos, meaning when I go down in the comment section and I see someone comment real one, I'm like, that MFer right there, he's a real one, man. He did it. He finished it. He's a real one.
He the realist. He the realist.
Clint says, what was her name? Like I said, we were talking about watching New York Giants Now.
Her name is The Giants Now by Chat Sports.
Oh, Clint, you're being a little bit nasty here. I like it, though. M. Dillinger, if you have a question, ask it in the comment section. I'd love to answer your question. Just use #Giants in the comment section. Shout out to Mr. Cardinal Gaming. He got a question in. Model it after that right there, Mr. M. Dillinger. Yeah, you could do that. You might actually have to do a general one, you know what I'm saying? Do we have enough, though? What I'm saying is, like, you might have the general one where you just, like, can pull some, you know what I'm saying? Okay. We got 90 people watching. We were just at 130, a little dip in the audience. But we're at 76 likes. Be like Caleb, though, first. Ask your question like Caleb. #Giants. How did you become a Giants fan? Well, I became a Giants fan because I was raised by a New Yorker of 35 years. I was born on Long Island, moved to Houston, Texas when I was a wee lad. And that's where my dad met my mom. And I grew up in Houston. I am 27 years old, about to be 28. And when I was growing up, there was no Houston Texans. And the Giants were on my TV at home every single Sunday. I really didn't have a choice. If you have the green blood, as in the Marshall green blood, in your body, you just have to be a Giants fan. The green blood means you're a Giants fan. It goes that deep.
So, Marsh, you would say the green blood means you bleed blue?
Yes, green blood means I bleed blue. Because if you take green and you take out the red.
Out the yellow.
Yellow, it's blue. And the yellow is the hate. Take out the hate and you got the blue. I don't know if that made a lot of sense, to be honest with you. We're at 78 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. I'm going to take a shot of Fireball right now because it's my show and I make the rules. What did I say? Did I say a shot?
I want a shot.
Trace wants a shot as well. Everyone can take a shot once we get to 100 likes. We're 12 likes away, 22. I'm bad at math. So I'm going to take this shot. Trace is going to come take a shot with me as well. What are we celebrating? We're celebrating that week 1 of the NFL season is on the horizon. Let's cheers to Big Blue.
Cheers.
Big Blue, baby. Let's ride. I drink Fireball every week. It never gets better. Alrighty. We're about to get into a mailbag right now. Mr. Dillinger still not typing #Giants. It's all cool, though. Alrighty, if you have a question, #Giants in the comments section. We'll pop it up on screen. And if you have a super chat, that skips the line, and every super chat is guaranteed to get on the show. We're about to get into a Giants mailbag where I answer your guys' questions. This show aired on our live show that goes down every single Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central Time. So subscribe, turn your notifications on, and join us next Wednesday when we go live. Because look, if you want to be a part of these mailbags, it's a 2-step process. You got to be at our live shows, and you got to be a subscriber, so be a real one. Hit that big red button and turn your notifications on. This first question in coming from Nick the Realist. He says, what are you expecting from Wan'Dale Robinson? I'm going to answer this question as if we're talking about week one. It's going to be a wide receiver depth chart. Wan'Dale Robinson, I'm expecting big things from him, and I'm expecting the Giants to use him in a multitude of ways. Go back to his college days when he started before he got to Kentucky. He was used as a running back, and then he switched to wide receiver, and now he's just an athlete. He's just a playmaker. You just want to get him the football in space. He offers a similar skill set, in my opinion, to a guy like Kadarius Toney, but I think he's actually a better deep threat than Toney. And I think we're going to see that a little bit this year. I expect Wan'Dale Robinson to play good football this weekend. I don't necessarily know if he'll score a touchdown, but I expect him to have at least 5-6 touches on offense, maybe a handoff, maybe a pitch pass, maybe a shovel pass, and a couple receptions. Overall, though, for the season, I'm expecting a big year from the rookie, Wan'Dale Robinson. I want to ask you guys this question, though. Does Wan'Dale Robinson score this week? Does it happen? Does he get to the end zone? Does he hold up this number? And does he score a touchdown? I'll ask you this. Y for yes and for no. Sound off in the comment section right now. We got a $2 super chat from my guy, M. Dillinger. He said, I did hashtag. Scroll up. Trace, you're going to have to find that question now, but let me know if you got a question. Hashtag Giants in the comment section. I'm seeing one that just came in. He said, why do you think they cut Bachman? I thought he had potential and energy we need. Did he even make it to the practice squad, or am I missing something? That one coming in from M. Dillinger. The reason Bachman got cut was just a numbers game. He was the 8th guy, and we kept 7. The reason he's not on the practice squad is because the Giants want him to be a practice squad player, and he didn't view himself as that. The rumors are that he didn't want to be on a practice squad, and especially not the Giants, because they didn't put him on the active roster after he felt he deserved a spot. Played great in week 2 of the preseason. What do you have, 11 receptions, 122 yards, and 2 touchdowns? I like Bachman, but imagine the success Bachman had on those routes and turn it into Toney or Robinson. Those guys are just better athletes and better football players, and they're faster, they're more explosive. Bachman had a whole bunch of room to run after his catches. Imagine it being Toney or Wan'Dale Robinson in those same situations. I'm expecting both those guys to have good years. Good question, and thank you for the super chat, my guy. Jay Sports Card, who will lead the Giants in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns? Great question. Man, this is going to be such a cop-out answer here, but I just think it's the one that stays healthy, right? If Golladay stays healthy, if Sterling Shepard stays healthy, if Kadarius Toney stays healthy, it'll be him. I'll go out on a limb here, though. I'll say it will be Kadarius Toney. I think Toney will live up to the hype of being that first-round draft pick that he was last year. Didn't score a touchdown, only just 420 yards last year. Give me Kadarius Toney for 66 grabs, 750 yards, and 6 touchdowns. That's what I got Kadarius Toney this season. Ricky, will Daniel Jones have less than 2 interceptions versus the Titans? I hope so, because if he doesn't, the Giants are probably going to lose the football game. Usually if you have multiple turnovers on the offensive end, you don't win football games. And I like Daniel Jones. I think he still has a lot to prove. He wants to be the Giants franchise quarterback going forward. But I see some good in him. I also see some bad in him. I think if he could just eliminate the what the F plays, the WTF plays, where you're just like, what the hell was that? A little bit of Eli in him, you know what I'm saying? If he can get that out of his system, I think Daniel Jones can be a competent starter in the NFL. I hope he throws less than two interceptions. I think the Giants are going to come out and run the football a lot this upcoming week. And for that reason, I'll say yes. I think less than 2 interceptions this week against the Titans. He said it was his first time, but he's coming in with the bang. Shout out to my guy, M. Dillinger. A $20 super chat says, thanks for answering my question and making this channel. Here's something extra. Wow, that is mad love. I appreciate you. You are officially now a real one, my guy. Look, We're going to be live every single Sunday for games. We go live every single Wednesday, and we put out videos every single day on the New York Giants. So subscribe. Thanks for being a real one, my guy. You are a real one. Giants George, how are the Giants going to stop Derrick Henry? Great question. I just looked at the comment section. Says fix that hairline. This is who I am at this point. The widow's peak, I would never touch that. You must be a new one here as well. Come on, what do you call that? That's my identity. I am the widow's peak. I'm not changing that. Boosh in the chat. Let's ride. But Giants George says, how are the Giants going to stop Derrick Henry? You got to put 8 in the box, and you got to have Ryan Tannehill beat you. That's the only way it's going to happen, because Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs I think we've ever seen in the NFL. What he's able to do when the ball is in his hands, it's just incredible. This guy is one of the best in the NFL, and it's going to come down to these 4 guys, right? They're going to have to control the line of scrimmage. And if Kayvon Thibodeaux and Azeez Ojulari are out, that means Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence are going to have some of their best games of their career. It's that simple. Williams and Lawrence play really freaking good. And I don't know if you can stop Derrick Henry, but can you control him? Can you contain him? That's what you're going to have to do if you want to win this football games. Williams, Lawrence, they got to show out, put 8 in the box, and make Ryan Tannehill beat you with his arm. I think that's your best shot of winning this football game. Speaking of Derrick Henry, good question. We'll ask you guys a question now. 100 yards this game, this Sunday against the Giants. Over or under? 100 yards for Derrick Henry. What are you thinking? Over, under? Cast your votes in the comments right now. Shout out to Mikey. Good to see you, my guy. He says, if we had a mediocre season and picking the team somewhere, what would you be willing to give up to move up for Stroud or Bryce Young? Great question. A lot. I really think that Bryce Young is going to be a special player in the NFL. He gives me Russell Wilson vibes. His ability to buy time in the pocket and use his feet to stretch out plays and make defensive backs cover longer. He's athletic. He can run, but he uses his feet to attack downfield. And that's what I want in my next quarterback. I don't want a runner. I want a mobile guy that can buy time, scramble drill, and uses his athletic ability to throw the ball downfield. What would I give up? The only thing I would say, though, Mikey, is look, say the Texans or the Falcons or another team that's bad finishes with a worse record than us and needs a quarterback. Why aren't they going to take C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young? You know what I'm saying? If I was the Giants, I would give up everything, right? Because you're only as good as your quarterback in this league. It's a QB league. And if you got Bryce Young on your team, I like Young over Stroud by a good bit. I'd give up everything, man. Obviously not Thibodeaux or Neal, but I'd give up at least 2, maybe 3 first-round picks, a couple second-round picks. I'd do what it takes to get done, because I think Stroud is a guy that can change your franchise. Mr. Cardinal Gaming, my guy, do you think Danny will have a blowout this year? What do you mean by blowout? Do you mean like he's going to break out, like a breakout season? I think it's possible. I think with a new head coach in Brian Daboll, a sophisticated offensive coordinator like Mike Kafka, look, Daniel Jones is hoping that Brian Daboll can do for him like he did for Josh Allen. Not saying that Daniel Jones is Josh Allen. He doesn't have that kind of talent. But I do think that Daboll can make it easy on Jones, and Kafka can make it easy on Jones to where you get the best version of Daniel Jones. I think the question then becomes, what is the best version of Daniel Jones? Can Daniel Jones' best version of himself be a franchise quarterback? Can he be the guy that gets you to the promised land? I don't feel like I have enough information to answer that just yet, because I don't think we've seen Daniel Jones at his best, right? So can he have a breakout year? Absolutely. Best offensive line he's ever played with. Hopefully the weapons stay healthy. Hopefully Tony, Robinson, Shepard, and Galladay are there. I mean, this is the best football team he's probably ever played on. So for that reason alone, to go along with Daboll and Kafka, I would say yes. I think Daniel Jones can break out. I got to wait to see it happen, though. Do you hate the Cowboys? Do you hate the Cowboys? If you do, hit that big red button because I hate the Cowboys. Trace hates the Cowboys. Anyone that watched this channel better hate the Cowboys. And if you do, if you hate the Cowboys, subscribe to the channel because we put out videos every single day on the latest Giants news and rumors. What up, Jim? I don't know, Jim. Shout out to Tony Romo. Will Kadarius Toney or Kenny Golladay finally score this week? Great question. As we all know, Kadarius Toney and Kenny Golladay did not score a touchdown last year. Yes, I say one of those guys score a touchdown this week. And I think it's going to be Kenny Golladay. I think the Giants are going to be all in on trying to get him involved early and in the red zone. I think they kind of want to put to bed the stuff of him being a bust. So I would say I think Golladay scores this week. Wouldn't be surprised if it's both. You can bet on who's going to be the first scorer for the Giants. How many touchdowns will Golladay have? Over, under, 7 wins. Just do it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code CHAT125. When you do those two things, look you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus, which means you put $100 into your account, they'll match it with a free, F-R-E-E, free. You can't get anything for free in today's world, except from BetUS. They'll give you a free $125. So you'll have $225 to bet with. Bet on the Giants money line, and let's get rich. Shout out to Michael. Who will be our best corner this year? Adoree Jackson by far. Next question. It's Adoree Jackson, man. I mean, is it going to be Robinson? Is it going to be Darnay Holmes? We'd love for it to be Cordell Flott, right? Because he was a third-round draft pick, but it's Adoree Jackson. He's a primetime player. Lorosity, how will the Giants stop Treylon Burks? Just by playing defense. I don't think Treylon Burks is ready to be an elite receiver in the NFL. Does he have the talent? Yes. Is he a broken down version of Deebo Samuel? Yes. But look, just play defense. I trust Adoree Jackson or Aaron Robinson to cover Treylon Burks. I'd be more worried about Robert Woods and Ryan Tannehill handing it off to Derrick Henry than I am Treylon Burks, though. Who gets the first TD for the Giants? I say Barkley. I could see it. I could see the Giants having a long drive, finish it off with a Saquon Barkley touchdown. Could we see a play action touchdown pass to Daniel Bellinger in the red zone? I think that's a possibility. But I want to ask you guys this question. Who scores first this season? Neither of them have scored a touchdown so far in their Giants career. So I want to ask you, who scores first this year? Type KT for Kadarius Toney. Type KG for Kenny Golladay. I don't know. Trace, who do you think? Who do you think scores first? Who scores the first touchdown for the Giants this year?
See, I really like Kadarius Toney. I'm not even going to lie. I loved him coming out of Florida. I thought he was a beast. And as somebody who has watched a little bit of Kadarius Toney, I'm an SEC guy.
You're
I'm
an SEC guy.
So, and also I kind of want to speak on the Treylon Burks thing here. I did go to Arkansas.
He did go to Arkansas.
I went to the Harvard of Arkansas.
Boy.
So let me talk about this real quick. But I'll say Kadarius Toney, when he gets the ball in his hands, it is electric. There's nothing that you can do to really stop him. I mean, you look at the Saints game last year. He just ran all over the Saints defense in the fourth quarter, leading to that comeback, which was incredible. I think Kadarius Toney is going to be hungry, and he's going to want to score quick. So I'd like to see Toney get first.
I think there's arguments for both, right? I mean, can they both score? Can we get that lucky where
Kadarius Toney throws the ball to Kenny Golladay?
He can't. Toney did play QB at Florida. He played it in high school. We saw him throw a couple passes last week. I would love to see a Kadarius Toney touchdown pass to Kenny Golladay. Let's look at the comment section. I also owe 2 shots because my guy sent in a $20 super chat. M. Dillinger, as we know the rules, all $10 super chats equal a shot of Fireball. So I'm going to throw back 2 here for my guy M. Dillinger. Also, we're 3 likes away from getting to 100 likes. Once we get to 100 likes, that's also another shot. I'm trying to party. Look, it's my Friday this work week. I don't work tomorrow. I don't work Friday. I don't work Saturday. Going on a bachelor party to Arizona. Get to go see 16 of my best friends that I grew up with that I haven't seen in a while. It's going to be a blast, but don't worry. We got videos going out on the channel every single day because that's what we do, videos every single day. 3 likes away from 100 likes. Let's roll.
And that's 100.
And we got it. 100 likes. Shout out to M. Dillinger for the $20 super chat. Today's MVP of the show. That's 2 right there. I'm going to take one more. And we have another mailbag to get to as well as news and rumors. We're going to do a segment on the show. Let's do the segment first. We'll do the segment. The segment I cooked up today was the 5 Giants with the most to prove. Sneak peek. I said it was 5, but when I was scripting my show, I thought of a 6, so it's actually a bonus. It's going to be 6 people. Whew. Mr. Duck says BDE. Let's go, Marshall. I'm all about that BDE. If you know, you know. Real ones know. All righty. Let me check something real quick. I want to see if that video got out. Who's pumped up for the game?
Yeah,
Who's
guys.
pumped up? Type me in the comments section if you're ready for the game this weekend. Trace, get them pumped up.
Real quick, who you got? Let's get a quick F10. Who you got? Type NYG. I'm gonna get this F10 weigh-in pulled up because I hate the Titans. We got to get these frauds out of here.
I told you guys, it's the mindset all week. F10. I go to sleep every single night, and before I do, I say it 20 times. F10, 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 F10. F10, 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 F10. That's the mindset I'm bringing all week, Chugs.
I mean, as we all know, there's only one real red, white, and blue team in the NFL, and they beat the Patriots every single time they play them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
Eli's your daddy, Tom Brady. Let's ride. I'm pumped up. It's all about the mindset, Billy. It's all about mindset. This thing in between your ears, it's a powerful MFer. F10. I know Brian Daboll saying it in the locker room as well. Shout Mike Francis in the chat, my guy. Good to see you, Brody. Trace, remember on the show when we did the predict the score, and if you get it right, it's a $25 Venmo? Mike Francis commented and said, if I get it right, just do 5 shots on the show. That's how much of a real one he is.
Deal. I'll do 5. I'll double down with you.
Mike's a real one. He's an OG. He's been at the channel for a long, long time. Thank you, Mike, for your support.
Dirty Mike and the boys?
Dirty Mike and the boys. F10's the mindset I'm bringing all week. Let's get into the video right now, though. Another segment. 5 Giants with maybe a bonus player that I think have the most to prove going into Sunday's matchup against the Tennessee Titans. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, as always. In today's show, with us just being days away from week 1, Giants, Titans, I wanted to go through the top 5 players, in my opinion, that have the most to prove going into week 1. Probably some names you're thinking of, but I think there are some names that you're not quite thinking of that we'll talk about in the show. But before we get into my list, I want to ask you guys this question. Who do you got? Who do you have winning the football game come this Sunday? Can the Giants break the curse of 0-1? They haven't since 2016 when they beat the Dallas Cowboys when Victor Cruz came back to the Giants and scored that touchdown. So I want to ask you, who do you got this Sunday? Type NYG for the Giants or TEN for the Tennessee Titans. Could we have started this list with anybody but Daniel Jones? The answer is no. Daniel Jones, not only this week, but the entire football season, has the most to prove of anybody on the roster. The main reason being he had his 5th-year option turned down by Joe Shane, which means he's going to be an unrestricted free agent heading into the offseason. And if he doesn't play like a franchise quarterback, no matter if I love him, no matter if you love him, he will no longer be on the New York Football Giants. And let's be honest, if he does what he did last year before he hurt his neck, where he threw just 10 touchdowns in 11 games to go along with 7 interceptions, it'll be his last year wearing big blue. And that's as honest and as real as I can say. A lot of people have called, it's funny. Some people say, Marshall, you're a Giants hater. Marshall, you're a Daniel Jones hater. Marshall, you're a Daniel Jones truther. You're a Daniel Jones fanboy. I've heard it both ways. So You know what? I think I'm one of the realest people about Daniel Jones because I stick and I look at what he did in his rookie season, where he threw 24 touchdowns in 12 games. Nearly broke the rookie touchdown record set by Baker Mayfield a year prior. If he can get back to that form, where he was a gunslinger, where he threw the ball all over the football field, was one of the best deep passers in the NFL, he'll be back with the Giants. The thing is, this week against the Titans, it's going to be tough, man, because the Titans had one of the best defenses in the NFL last year. They allowed 20.8 points per game, which was the sixth best scoring defense in the NFL. They allowed 245 passing yards, which was 25th in the NFL. Just 24 passing touchdowns allowed over the season, 8th best in the NFL. 16 forced interceptions, 11th best in the NFL, and they had 43 sacks as a defense, which was 9th best in the NFL. So the Titans, they have a good defense, no doubt about it. Daniel Jones, he's got to step up. He's got to show us that he was a top 10 pick for a reason. No more babying this guy. No more excuses. It's year 4. The excuses are out the door because now he has a good O-line. He has weapons. He has a running back. He's got a good play caller. He's got a good head coach. It's now for him to go out and be the damn dude, and I believe that he can do that. And let's rally behind our guy DJ. Let's show him some love. Nobody wants to see him succeed more than I do, because what happens if Daniel Jones succeeds? That means the Giants found their franchise quarterback, and when you do that, you're on the right track to winning football games. I want him to be great. He just got to show me. So type 8 in the comments section. Let's show Daniel Jones some love. Type 8 to show our guy DJ some love. Another guy that has a lot to prove versus the Tennessee Titans is Leonard Williams. And it's for a couple of different reasons. But the biggest reasons are that Kayvon Thibodeaux and Azeez Ojulari most likely are going to be out this Sunday. That's what it sounds like coming out of Giants practice on Wednesday, that Thibodeaux and Azeez Ojulari are most likely not going to play, which means Leonard Williams is going to have to be the guy that leads the charge when it comes to stopping Derrick Henry in this ground game. I want to see that 2020 version of Leonard Williams again, where he was one of the best interior defensive linemen in the National Football League. 57 tackles, 11.5 sacks, 16 tackles for loss. 16 tackles for loss is incredible. You know what's better than that? 30 QB hits. We need that Leonard Williams back. He was good last year, 82 tackles, 6.5 sacks, 14 QB hits. But we need that dog Leonard Williams back, who had 16 tackles for loss, nearly 12 sacks, and 30 QB hits like he was in 2020. We talked about it a second ago. With Thibodeaux and Ojulari most likely out this week, Leonard Williams has to be a captain. He's got to be a leader. He's got to be a guy that rallies the troops and becomes a primetime player that's going to lead the charge when it comes to stopping Derrick Henry in this ground game. Him and Dexter Lawrence, along with Jihad Ward, those are the real only vets that are going to be playing this Sunday. They've got to step up and lead the charge. Speaking of the big three, though, in Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, and Kayvon Thibodeaux, I want to ask this question. Which one of these three guys ends the 2022 season with the most sacks? Sound off in the comments section. Type 99 for Leonard, 51 for Azeez, or number 5 for the rookie, King Kayvon Thibodeaux. And if you want the Giants to beat the Titans, it's this simple. Subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we get, the YouTube analytic gods, they told me the more subs we get, the more likely it is that the Giants are going to beat the Titans. My mom is the head of the YouTube analytic gods, so she might have been lying to me. But look, if you're looking for an informative, an entertaining YouTube channel that covers the Giants and puts out videos every single day, hit that big red button. We're trying to get to 12,000 subs. Another guy that has a lot to prove this season, as well as this week, Saquon frickin' Barkley, number 26. The Giants need Saquon Barkley to have a good football game to take some pressure off of Daniel Jones. It sounds like it might be a raining field condition, so it might be a little bit wet. I know we all like it when it's a little bit wet, but it makes it a little bit harder to run the football. And Saquon Barkley, he already has a tough matchup coming across because in 2021, the Tennessee Titans allowed just 84.5 rushing yards per game, which was second best in the NFL. Look, the Giants have a lot of tough games coming up, but this one this Sunday against a good defense like the Titans, second best rush defense in the NFL, Saquon's got to come out with his hair on fire. He's got to go back to that player that he was his rookie and sophomore season, when he was arguably, not even arguably, a top 5 back in the NFL. Argue with your mom because you can't. It's a fact. Saquon was that good in 2018 and 2019. His rookie season, 1,300 yards on the ground, 5 yards per tote, 11 touchdowns. Followed that up in 13 games with another stack on the ground and 6 touchdowns. We need that Saquon Barkley back. And I think he has a prime opportunity to do it this year. And especially this week with the Giants having one of the best offensive lines that they've had in a while. Headlined by Evan Neal, Andrew Thomas, John Feliciano, and Mark Lewinsky. That's probably the most talented line that Saquon has run behind. I think he's going to be able to have a big year this year, not just as a runner, but also as a receiving threat out of the backfield. I want to ask you guys this question, though. 100 yards. We'll go total yards, scrimmage yards. 100 scrimmage yards for Saquon this week against the Tennessee Titans. What do you think? Type O for over, or you can go down in the comment section and type U for under. Sound off right now in the comments. And if you're feeling really strongly about your take it over to BetUS and put some lettuce on the line. Our proud sportsbook partner, chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. When you do those two things, when you go to chatsports.com/bet and you use the promo code chat125, they're going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 into your account, they'll match that with a free 125, so you'll have $225 to bet with. Bet on the Giants money line, bet on the Saquon Barkley over, do what you want, just make some money with BetUS, chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125. Another guy that I think has a lot to prove going into week 1, Kadarius Toney, the Joker. Because look, you can say whatever you want about Kadarius Toney. We've said a lot about him on this show. It didn't work out for him in his rookie year. That's as real and as honest and transparent as I can be. 10 games played, missed 7 games due to injury, no doubt about it. But he had 420 yards, had a really big game against the Dallas Cowboys. When he was healthy against teams like the Cowboys and against a team like the Saints, you saw the eye-popping talent that this guy had. It's just about being available and being healthy. He needs to do that. Because this Giants wide receiver core, there's some questions on it. Like, who is Kenny Golladay going to be this year? Is Sterling Shepard, a guy I'm a big fan of, going to be ready to play after tearing his Achilles tendon less than 9 months ago? Is Wan'Dale Robinson, the rookie, going to be ready to go? It's time for Kadarius Toney to step up to the plate, call his shot, and play like a number 1 wide receiver. He was drafted in the first round to be that out of Florida. Now it's the time for him to show it. Because if he stays available, I truly believe that he is the type of guy that can take this offense from being average to below average to a good to great group in the NFL. Because once you add that explosive, dynamic wide receiver 1 that Toney is, it makes your offense a whole hell of a lot harder to stop. I'm expecting Toney and the Kafka Daboll offense to have a big year. The offensive line, in my opinion, also has some stuff to prove coming up against the Titans. And I'm more confident in this offensive line than I have been in a very long time. But they just need to shut up the haters. You got guys like Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal and Mark Lewinsky and John Feliciano. You're going to have Ben Bredesen start at left guard. There's talent on this offensive line, no doubt. More talent than we've seen in a long, long time. Andrew Thomas, a top 5 dead or alive tackle in the NFL. You also got Evan Neal, the 7th pick in the 2022 NFL draft. You got Mark Lewinsky, the guy that you gave about $20 million in free agency. John Feliciano, dirtbag mentality. He's done a whole lot of talking in the offseason. It's time for these guys to produce like the players that they are. If the offensive line can hold down this offense, they'll be a very good unit. I truly believe that. I know at the top of the show, we said 5 players that have the most to prove, but I decided to give you a bonus one because if you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Drop a real one in the comments, so I wanted to get you guys a bonus player. Aaron Robinson. He has a lot to prove as well, in my opinion. He didn't look that great in the preseason, and he's going to be tested as an outside corner. Coming out of Central Florida, he was a slot guy, played good in his rookie season, but now on this depth chart, he has to play outside corner because the Giants don't really have anybody else. You got Adoree Jackson, no doubt your bona fide number 1. You got Aaron Robinson, your outside cornerback 2. Darnay Holmes in the slot. And after that, it's a question mark. Is Cordell Flack going to be ready? Is Lane going to be ready? Is McLeod going to be ready? I don't know. But what I do know is Aaron Robinson is going to be put to the test. Wink Martindale, he likes to play that press man coverage with no safety over the top. And going up against these wide receivers and Robert Woods, Traylon Burks, and Nick Westbrook, there's some speed on there. He's going to have to play good football. Traylon Burks, he's a good football player. He's a rookie. Robert Woods was one of the best receivers when healthy with the LA Rams. So Robinson, as well as the rest of this unproven Giants cornerback room, is going to have some stuff to prove coming this Sunday. Give me a follow over on Twitter at MarshallGreen_. I'm trying to get my followers up. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers. We're like less than 40 away. Let's get there. Everyone that follows me from today's show, I'll give you a follow back. Before we get out of here, though, I want to do this one final time. Predict the score in the comments section. I'm curious what you think is going to happen this Sunday. I got the Giants, 27-24, but I want to hear from you. Who you got? Who you got as a score? Predict it in the comments right now. Who do you got? Who you got? Predict the score. Who you got? Predict the score. Let's go. Get the Titans fans out of here. That's all that matters.
Hey, Marsh, you think the Giants are going to beat the Titans? You betcha.
You betcha. You betcha I do. You frickin' betcha. Keith says Tennessee's wideouts not scaring nobody. They're not. They're a team that's going to win with Derrick Henry. Stack the box, put 8 in the box, make them throw the football. You lose to the Titans by Ryan Tannehill throwing for 300 yards, I'll be pissed, but they earned it. Make them beat you. Make the right-handed pitcher beat you with their left hand. What does that mean? The Titans want to run the football. Take that away. Make them use their left hand. Make them beat you with Ryan Tannehill.
I don't know, man. Ryan Tannehill seems like he'd be good with both his left and his right hand.
He's not good with his right.
He's kind of fugly.
He's not good with his right, so he might be better with his left.
You get it, Marsh? Do you get it? Do you get the joke?
I do. Do they get it?
Type Y if you get the joke.
I respect that. We're about to get into one more mailbag where we answer your guys' questions. If you want to be featured on this mailbag, #Giants. We were having a little fun in here. Yeah. When your face is sunburned, you got to apply. Isn't it kind of weird that the Browns fan just asked me about jerking off?
Calm down, Deshaun.
Thank you, Petey. Yeah, we can. #Giants if you want to get on the mailbag. As always, though, I see Alex asked a question. Appreciate it. Remember, we got a super chat menu as always. We crossed over 100 likes. We're 77 likes away from getting to 200. I'd love to get there. Lofty goal, but hey, it could happen. Every 100 likes, we'll take a shot. Every $50 in super chats, we'll take 2 shots. We are $28 away from getting to 50. Someone gets us to 50, we'll show you some love on the channel and we'll party. Remember, every $10 super chat that comes in, we'll put you up on the show. We'll take some shots. All super chats get a shout out. And if you super chat, you'll get on the show. Sorry, I got an email from... I'm trying to move apartments, guys, and this just being... It's a shit show. Like, the hoops and stuff I got to go through because some BS. It's just BS. They're BSing me, and it stressed me that foul.
Probably because they're Titans fans.
They probably are. They're a bunch of freaking frauds from Tennessee that love their cousin.
Hey, you're thinking of Mississippi.
Isn't that the same state? Tennessee and Mississippi?
They're kind of the same thing. They all turn into the same thing.
One just has like more bachelor parties go there, right? Or bachelorette?
Yeah, bachelorette parties, exactly. One of them has a lot more regrets.
Yeah, and hot chicken. All righty. We're about to get into a mailbag. Brightest future. If you have a question, Hashtag Giants in the comments section, or you can super chat to skip the line. Apartment police is in the chat.
Pause.
Are you the people that are screwing me, bro? Clint says moving is stressful. It is, man. I am. Oh, it's stressing me out. We got the first week of the NFL season. We got the Knicks not trading for Donovan Mitchell. And the apartment people are.
Man, somebody sent in a super chat for my boy Mark. So
I'm gonna take a shot. I'm taking a shot. I know no one's gonna super chat. That's fine, but I need a shot because I'm stressed out right now. Yeah, we're gonna show that. Shout out to Pierre. We can type F the apartment police in the chat if we want.
Type FA for F apartments.
All right. Sorry for whining to you guys, but it's been stressful.
Marsh, you weren't whining. Jets fans whine. You were just venting.
I was. I had to get it off my chest. All righty, though. I appreciate everybody that's still rocking and rolling with Giants now. Let's get into a mailbag right about now. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, as always, Marshall Green. Shout out to the real ones. If you're a real one, you know what to do. Drop a real one in the comments section. But this show aired on our live show, which happens every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can join us for the next party. Shout out to my guy, James. Best profile picture in the game. Love that jersey. A $1 super chat. James, I appreciate you in the donation. If you have a question, ask it in the comments. I'll promise you we'll get it up on screen. James, hope you're having a good day, brother. Easy money. Saquon Barkley's stat prediction this week versus the Giants. All right, you're putting me to the test here early. Let's go Saquon Barkley. 85 yards on the ground. Another 45 through the air and 1 touchdown. So what's that, Trace? 80 plus 40 is 120 plus 5 plus 5. 130 total yards and a touchdown. That's what I'm predicting for Saquon Barkley. I think it's doable. He's going up against a tough Titans defense. Gave up the second least amount of rushing yards per game last year. But I think this offensive line is going to surprise some people. I think they're going to be able to move some guys, no doubt about it. I want to ask you, though. I said $130 total yards. I want to ask you, though. 100 yards for Saquon Barkley. Type O for over. Type U for under. We're not going to this. Let me know in the comments section. All right, we can go to it. Type O for over. Type U for under. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. We got a $2 super chat from Chase Sr. He says, why you and Trace have a bottle of lotion? So we have some lotion in the studio, and it's probably looks very sus from the outside looking in, right? But I'll explain it. You see my face? It's really red. It's sunburned, and I'm peeling because I'm an idiot and I didn't put on sunscreen lotion. So I lubed up my face with some lotion, and that's why it's in here. But let's do this. Chase Sr., he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Let's type F Philly in the chat. F Philly in the chat right now. Chase Sr.'s a Philly fan. I appreciate your $2 from the brotherly love. Let's ride. F Philly. Chase is a real one. J Sports Card. What is the expectation for Evan Neal? To be a good football player. That's really the only expectation I have for him. I want him to get better every single game. I'm not expecting him to be an all-pro player right out of the gates, right? But I am expecting him to play like a top 5, top 7 tackle like he was. Get better every single game. 1%. Be better in week 2 than you were in week 1. I think he'll struggle a little bit as a pass blocker, but I think right out of the gates will be one of the best run blocking right tackles in the NFL. That's what I'm expecting from Evan Neal. Ricky, Daniel Jones, Saquon, Sterling Shepard are my main 3 with some to prove. I don't mind any of those. These are my guys with the most to prove heading into the game. I get Sterling Shepard as well because he is, a guy that's had some injuries come up, and he's a guy that had his contract restructured to stay with the New York Giants. So I definitely get that, but I don't think he has more to prove than any of these guys on the roster right now. But I do think that he does have something to prove. It's just the graphics package we have at work only fits 5. But I agree right there with you, my guy. They all have stuff to prove. My guy, Mr. M. Dillinger, what's good, Brody? What team do you think will be our biggest challenge this season? Our schedule looks really good to make a playoff run. So the Giants' schedule to start off the season is really, in my opinion, so it starts rough, sort of, but it gets easier as we go on. Let's just run through the schedule here. Titans, then you got the Panthers, then the Cowboys, and the Bears, Packers, Ravens, Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, Lions, Cowboys, football team, Philly, football team, Vikings, Colts. I'd say the Packers because I think the weakest link on this Giants team is their cornerback room. And going up against a bad man like Aaron Rodgers, he's able to pick you apart. So I go with the Packers, and if it's not the Packers, I'd say the Colts. I think the Colts are a really well-rounded team, and they're going to have a tough running back to stop in Jonathan Taylor, who I got in my fantasy league at pick number 2. Some dumb Titans fan picked Derrick Henry number 1. Shout out to you. Roger, do you think Daniel Jones is the guy? What's the guy? I mean, QB1 for the next 10 years? No, I don't think that. Can he be that guy? No doubt about it. He has to prove some stuff, though, right? He hasn't done enough for me to just go out on a limb and say he's the guy. I love Daniel Jones. I want him to be great. The easiest way for the Giants to be great is for him to be great. So I want him to be great. But I don't know if he's the guy. I think at his best, he's a worse Alex Smith. And that's a damn good quarterback, right? Like, that is a good quarterback. But can that quarterback win you Super Bowls? I don't know. I think that's the guy you got to look for. Look, he has a whole season of proof stuff this year. So he's got the opportunity. As an athlete, you want to be able to control what you can control. And he's got that right now. He's got that opportunity. I think he can be the guy. He's not there yet, though. I'll ask you, though. Is Daniel Jones the guy? Is he the Giants franchise quarterback? Type go DJ for yes. Type no DJ for no. Sound off in the comments right now. Ricky, can we have the Big Blue and Mean Green both go into the playoffs this year? It'd be pretty cool to see the Giants and the Jets. A lot of people ask me, what do I think of the Jets? I don't hate the Jets. I don't like them either. But I do have some love for them, though, because I have a lot of family members that love the Jets. My uncle, who passed away at a young age, he was a big Jets fan. So whenever the Jets win, Uncle John, that one's for you. I got love for the Jets. I don't necessarily like them, but I love seeing them win football games because I know that's what my guy Uncle John loved the most. So, yes, I would love for both of them to make the playoffs. Unfortunately, I don't know if either do at the moment. Pierre, if Tony gets hurt in this game, will he be a bust? No. Unless he tears his ACL and he's out for the season. Even then, I don't even know if he's a bust, right? Because he can come back in year 3. He's got some shit to prove, though. No doubt about it. There's question marks out there about how much he loves football, if he could be durable and stay healthy for 17 games. Definitely some question marks on the horizon for Kadarius Toney, but I'm not out on him. I think he's got the potential to be great in this football league. C Chronicle, you think Barkley will stay in New York after this season? That is a great question. And the way that I can answer that is it's all dependent on what he does this year, right? If he goes out and has a hell of a year, he's going to want a lot of money. No doubt about it, right? He's going to want a lot of money. He's seen guys like Alvin Kamara get a lot of money. He's seen other running backs across the league, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. Other backs get a lot of money. He has a good year, he's going to want a lot of money. My question, though, is, does Joe Shane believe in a team-building strategy that you pay a running back big money? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know, and I don't know, so I can't really give a definitive answer. But I think if he plays good, I think there's a chance that Saquon can be back next year. But if he wants more than 12, 15 million, I ain't doing it. We saw what happened with the Cowboys and Zeke. I wouldn't do it. The NFL season is here, but this deal, it won't be here forever. Get 2 Giants t-shirts for $29. They've actually gone down in price. I checked it this morning. They're down to $28. You can get not 1, but 2 Giants t-shirts for $28. Do it today. Chatsports.com/Giants 2-pack. That's all you got to do. Go to chatsports.com/Giants 2-pack to get these 2 t-shirts for $28. JT Burnham, what rookie are you most excited to watch? Week 1, with the idea that Kayvon Thibodeaux is out, I got 2 guys. I want to see Evan Neal play football. And I know that's not the most sexy name to think, right? Like, does a lot of people even watch the offensive line? I do, because I'm a football nerd, but I want to see how he has his get off, how he's able to get into his spot on a pass blocking situation. I want to see how number 70 plays football. And I'm also looking forward to Wan'Dale Robinson, a guy that didn't get a lot of burn in the preseason, wasn't a guy that got a lot of touches. I'm looking at number 70 and number 17 to have big games this Sunday, and I'm excited like hell to watch them play football wearing big blue. Good job by producer Trace here. You guys asked me what rookie I'm excited to watch, so I'm going to ask you, what rookie are you most excited to watch? It's Kayvon Thibodeaux, but I don't think he plays week 1. So let me know, what rookie are you most excited to watch versus the Titans? AJ, is Xavier McKinney all-pro this year? He definitely has the opportunity to be. In my opinion, he's a top 5 safety in the NFL, right? He's the only safety in the NFL last year that had more than 90 tackles, more than 10 pass breakups, and 5 or more interceptions. He probably could have been an all-pro player last year. Go watch that Las Vegas Raiders game again. He took over that defense at that game and hasn't looked back since. If he has a all-pro year, and I think in a Wink Martindale system, he's going to be able to reach his potential, that's going to be a big, big, big deal for the New York Giants to have an all-pro player on defense. Mr. Duck, what do you think the split between Barkley and Breida? Good question. 70-30? Like, I still want Saquon to be the lead back, but I do want some switch up with Breida. I think he offers that speed that can kind of catch defenses off guards when they're a little bit tired. But I also expect guys like Gary Brightwell and Antonio Williams to also get carries. They ran hard in the preseason. And sometimes you want those hard yards, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I'll go 70-30 between Barkley and Breida. Mikey, last question on this mailbag. Darnay Holmes a sleeper Pro Bowl slot? Yeah, I mean, I think he has the potential to get there. He looked really good in training camp. I think he had like 7 forced turnovers in training camp. I think this is the year. If it's going to happen, it's this year for Darnay Holmes. So, yeah, I think he does have the potential. I wouldn't go that far to say Pro Bowl. Can he just become a very good starting slot corner? I think that's definitely a possibility. And as a Giants fan, that's what you should be rooting for. Who cares about the Pro Bowl, right? Not to be that guy to you, Mikey, but what I'm saying is Evan Ingram made the Pro Bowl, and he sucked. So I don't really give a rat's ass about the Pro Bowl. Jay Sports Guard, time to bring Eli back. Just kidding, or am I? I hope you are. I hope you are. But I appreciate the love. If you made it this far in the video, why don't you drop a real one in the comment section right now. Jay Sports Card, bring back Ramses Barden. My dad loved Ramses Barden. It's fine. I thought it was a little funny. Fred Green says real one in the chat. Fred, you loved Ramses Barden. He thought he was the next Plaxico. All righty. Is that all 4? All righty, we're going to sign off here on Giants Now. We've been live for about an hour and 20 minutes. I will see you guys on Sunday. Subscribe, turn your notifications on. We're going to have a ball at a watch party this Sunday. Subscribe and give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. My dad, Fred Green, says Ramses Barden is the best number 13 in Giants history. What a take. Give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. M. Dillinger says one more shot. I'll take another shot for the road. How about we do this? Trace just said it. We'll do a shot clock. Every super chat that comes in the next minute, we'll take a shot. How about that? It could be 99 cents. It could be whatever. Every super chat that comes in the next minute, we'll take a shot. I'm going to pour one up for finishing the show on a busy, busy day here at Chat Sports. And if no super chat comes in, then that'll be the last one. But every super chat that comes in the next 35 seconds, we'll take a shot. We're also $25 away from $50 in supers. If we get there, Trace will do a beer boot. Oh, go. 20 bucks. We're $6 away. $6 away from Trace Gerard doing a beer bong. Beer bong. I misspoke. I said beer boot. I meant beer bong.
Also, I can do a beer boot in less than like 20 seconds, so you guys need to get this going.
That's a minute. We'll let the fax machine record. We're $6 away from 50 in supers. If we get there, Trace Gerard, producer extraordinaire, will do a beer bong. I'm going to do 2 shots for my guy, M. Dillinger, because every $10 super chat is a shot. Here's one. Whew, I got a whole nother Knicks live stream after this, and that one's going to be a party. 80 people watching. M. Dillinger, we're going to sign off after this one. I don't think any more super chats are going to come in, and that is A-OK. Just wanted to get you guys a little bit of fun at the end of today's show. I'll see you guys Sunday, though. Let's ride. Go Giants. Remember, keep that mindset. Keep that mindset. F10. M. Dillinger says, I'm trying to get you lit. Well, I've already took like 5 shots. I'm definitely feeling it. Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
Dillinger, stop by for our Knicks live show.
Are you a Knicks fan? Let me know. M. Dillinger, are you a Knicks fan? Oh, we're staying live. Oh, Mr. M. Dillinger, another $10 super chat. All righty. Trace Gerard's going to go hook up that beer bong. M. Dillinger says, yes, I am a Knicks fan. All right. I'm gonna hook you up real quick. Here you go. 1 second. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. I host our Knicks channel. It's just like this. We're going to be going live on the channel at about 6 Eastern today. So less than an hour. Shit, I got to get ready. Here you go. I'm going to put it in the chat right here. If you're a Knicks fan, subscribe to our Knicks channel. I just put the link in the comment section. Click it, subscribe, and join us for our live show. We'll be live in about an hour. I'll take one more for Miss M. Dillinger because got a whole show to do. Ricky DaCosta says M. Diller the GOAT. He's the MVP of today's show. That's for damn sure. M. Dillinger, I sent the link in the chat to our Knicks channel. Click it, subscribe, and join us this afternoon. Pierre says not a fan of basketball. That's okay. Yeah, M. Dillinger, my heart's been broken for some time with the Knicks as well. But hey, our channel's fun. We like to have fun. It's very similar to this, same kind of show. But let's give the floor to Trace. I hope you subscribe to the Knicks channel. M. Dillinger will be live later on. Love to see you in the chat. So Trace Gerard's going to do a boot. Not a boot. Why do I keep saying a boot? A beer bong. Seltzer bong. He's a savage. He went to the Harvard of Arkansas. If you're wondering what that is, it's the Razorbacks. Show Trace some love in the chat. Type T-Money in the chat. T-Money in the chat. Let's go.
Hey,
let's go.
F10.
F10. It's a mindset. Look, he's gonna kill this thing because he's got the mindset of F10. Let's go. Show T-Money some love. Show T-Money some love.
F10.
F10. Let's ride. All righty. I'll take one more for the road because I'm a good sport, and I had my guy M. Dillinger, a first-time watcher, show out with some love. This one's for you. After the shot, we're going to sign off. We'll be live on Knicks Now in about 40 minutes, so see you in a little bit if you're a real one.